All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. This is the Anonymous Mando'Ade Network. I am Reverend Ordo, your host here. Now, as you see in the back, I got the TWWRN banner in the back. I'm a co-host of the. Um, now, okay. This is some weird news. Never thought would happen here. According to RKM Times, that's the paper out of Albania. I got to blow my nose here real quick. Sorry about that. Jared Kushner, who is the son-in-law of the President Donald Trump, um, him and Ivanka Trump were was involved in a resort project, and really, it really did not really pan out for them both because since Kushner has ties to Netanyahu, and this project was on behalf of Israel. Think about it. Um, so Albania's anti-corruption prosecutors has banned and seized all Jewish-linked properties, land grabs, and banking assets. $4 billion resort fraud probe. Now, I want to go ahead and play a they have seized assets now this was a in wait here. No, this was a resort fraud probe. Um, there was a yeah, a huge fraud probe. Like it's a land grab, you know. Cairo is hosting a full week. Hey, I did, man. Average Joe, what's up, man? I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I'm covering a story about Albania just froze the Jared Kushner and Israeli linked dirty assets in a $4 billion resort fraud probe, man. And Albania's anti-corruption prosecutors has banned and seized all Jewish-linked property, land grabs, and banking assets. Imagine that, man. Imagine that, dude. Straight up, yeah, $4 billion resort fraud probe. Now, Jared Kushner is the son-in-law of President Trump, and this, according to the RKM, which is the RKM Times, that's the paper, and also the website too. Yeah, it's just really insane, man. You know, just really insane. So how you been, man? I've been good. Been good. Been a while since I did this channel here. Been months and months, a while. So I'm trying to reach 50 subs so I could go live on this channel here. So I'm like 2 away. So I'm like really trying to get access to going live here. So yeah. There was quite a bit on the fraud probe here. Okay, this according to X. This is part of the LPC. This is the Land Palestine. Albania anti-corruption prosecutors just froze Jared Kushner's dirty assets in a $4 billion resort fraud probe. Again, that's a lot of money right there. $4 billion. And so wasn't sure of that. Now, yeah, I'm alive. I'm alive. Yeah, I'm alive, man. What happened? Did someone say that? No, wait. Did someone say that? Wait. Did someone say that I wasn't alive? Yeah, I'm alive. Just got a beard. Did someone say that? Did someone say that I wasn't alive, man? No, it's been a while since I did this channel. Um, and the thing is, I want to get 2 more subs. Right now, I'm at 48 here. On this channel alone, I want to try to get 2 more subs so I can go live. Because for me to go live, I need 50 subs on this channel alone. Yeah, I am live. I just need 2 more subs to reach 50 subs so I can go live on this channel. Because to go live, you need 50 subs. Here, I'll show you. Here, I'll show you. Okay, let's see here. Okay. See, I need about 50 subs at 48 on here. Yeah, I'm using StreamYard in case I'm outside and I want to stream on my phone. Yeah. I'm using StreamYard to try to get subs. So I could get 50 here, so I could go live where I'm outside, because if I'm outside, I want to use my phone to stream. And yeah. Now, I want to read something here. Part of that scandal. Now the whole thing with this $4 billion resort fraud probe. Jared Kushner is pretty much will be protected in a way because his ties to Netanyahu and Donald Trump. The guy looks shitty as it is. Look at that. He's a shady looking motherfucker. He's a shady looking motherfucker, man. I tell you. Yeah. Want to seize criminal assets now generating public revenue in Albania. SPOT Pro Resort project linked to Jared Kushner's fraud. $4 billion fraud. That means since Jared Kushner is married to Ivanka Trump and his father-in-law is Donald Trump, that means Ivanka Trump is because her dad did real estate deals, and so you gotta think about that for a moment here, guys. I mean, that would be a pretty much black guy for Donald Trump, pretty much, because he he's buddies with Netanyahu. He is pretty much got Jared Kushner as son-in-law, who is ties to Netanyahu. Yeah, this is insane, man. Here's what happens with confiscated assets in Albania. Okay. Real estate, but also money assets from police operations are overseen by a special body under the Minister of Interior. This is the agencies of administration of confiscated assets. Made public in the website of the agency. The confiscated assets are sold by auction by the Director of Public Property Management at the Minister of Finance and Economy. While these assets whose value has decreased are sold by AAPSK. The decision of the sales to transfer ownership or transfer of use of assets of central institutions or local governments units on the distribution of revenue from confiscated assets, as well as matter of financing, allocation of special funds, is taken by the Interinstitutional Committee on Measure Against Organized Crime. The committee consists of 9 members, representatives from institutions as part of fighting against organized crime. Organized crime. That means, okay, that means Since Albania has frozen the assets linked to Jared Kushner and Israel, they pretty much confiscated in a probe, part of a $4 billion probe, right? $4 billion resort fraud probe. Do you ever think, because the U.S. has done that, and they call it asset forfeiture, right? Which is used against criminals like the mob, drug cartels, terrorists, all that shit. They end up taking it, seizing it, selling it, and use the proceeds, right? They use the proceeds for other shit, right? Like if local police or deputies take your, say, like, they take your car, right? You don't say, like, you own a like a Toyota Helix or Land Rover or whatnot, all that shit, or old hot rod, that shit. They would take it, thinking it's proceeds from a drug distribution thing, and they will impound it and sell it off. But here's the real fuck up here, guys. When assets are taken from you guys, right? By this civil asset forfeiture, they take the money, and there's times where money was used on stupid shit, like a deputy bought a truck, tickets to a sporting event, right? One department bought a popcorn popper, a trailer, all kinds of dumb shit, and it really made no any sense at all. No sense at all, and so I'm sitting here thinking, okay, like, why would you waste money on dumb shit knowing that you pretty much rip someone off? Okay, Joe here says, Mando, I will say this: crypto, if pass, will be the end of so many people. Once cash is dead, it's lazy, crazy time. Try to be stocked up and have plenty of rounds of whatever caliber. I agree, man. I agree. I've been watching videos on, like, in case the shit hits the fan, right? Power grid goes down, stuff goes down, everything's down, right? In some senses, cash may be used, but it's best to use ones and fives. And your best bet is carry about $2,000 in ones and fives, but do it in a monetary, in a small stacks, just enough to get by, because you're going to end up needing to buy or barter. Now, because look at your cell is a brick. It's a brick. And I will say this. Okay, I will say this. What I have here is a Baofeng UV5R. Okay. You turd. It is a UV Baofeng. Damn bag. It is a Baofeng UV5R. And what is he? Hey. Chill out. It is a UHF VHF FM two-way radio. Hey. Chill out. And this doesn't take cell. It is straight up a radio. And it's FM, UHF, VHF radio, two-way radio. Now, this antenna will help widen the range of reach. The original antenna, it'll work, but only do it minimal. Okay, minimal. But this here would definitely help you with if shit hits the fan. Okay, all right. Now, crypto, I wouldn't do crypto because it's a bubble. Now, if you really want communication, get yourself a Baofeng UV5R. These were banned in Germany. Banned in Germany. And gotta think why. Again, it's a two-way radio, UHF, VHF, FM. Okay. Now, shit will hit the fan. Everything will go down. Okay, everything will go down. Yeah, I wouldn't touch crypto at all. If I had my best bet, I would keep cash. I'll keep cash. I mean, in a way, because people are like, I gotta get my money out. No, because by the time you do that, you will be robbed. You will be robbed. Your best bet, if you need to, carry about $2,000 in cash in ones and fives, not tens, not 20s, not tens, not 20s, not 50s, not hundreds. Ones and fives. Be best bet. Best bet is $2,000 in ones and fives. Why? Because you're not carrying very much money as all anyway. You got ones and fives. So it's all you got is ones and fives. But I mean, shit. Do you think your little card will help pay for gas? No. Gas is what you're going to need, man. Shit. But yeah, it's really kind of ironic that this whole fraud probe, going on, and I think this would be a huge black eye for Donald Trump because his daughter married a guy that has ties to Netanyahu. To Netanyahu. And a straight up, definite black eye for Donald Trump. Because the thing is, it's looking bad for him anyway. I mean, he's trying to tell Netanyahu, dude, I'm trying to protect your ass from going to jail. And he is. He's trying to do his damnedest, but the thing is, it ain't looking too good, man. It's not really looking good for him right now. So, if I was Donald Trump, I would cut ties with Israel. If I was president, I would cut ties with Netanyahu. Because here's a guy who went into Lebanon, start bombing buildings, start killing people, even kids, man. And it's not looking good for him because the thing is, his next target is Turkey. Okay, now imagine, okay, Turkey. Turkey is a NATO ally, okay? A NATO ally. What would Trump be thinking if Israel goes straight for Turkey? Now remember, the United States and Turkey are both NATO ally members, okay? And if Turkey gets attacked by Israel, that would be Israel's biggest fuck up, okay? The IDF, the IDS, the ISF. It would be a straight up fuck up because the thing is, Netanyahu is a war criminal, and every member of the IDF, the ISF, they would be defendants, okay, in a case of crime against humanity. Netanyahu is this generation's Hitler, okay? Because Nazi Germany invaded Poland. They invaded France, right? During the war. They invaded Poland. They invaded Brussels. They invaded France. They invaded mostly like what? I mean, they invaded Sweden. What was it? They invaded Russia. Didn't do too well because Hitler thought if they invaded Russia, they would have a huge foothold. No, because the soldiers weren't wearing winter clothing. Okay, they had their standard issue boots, pants, jackets, everything, and they were freezing. They were freezing. The guns jammed. Russia had home field advantage during the war because they've been there, done that. They handled the weather better than they did, Shit, and so Netanyahu is Israel's Hitler. It's pretty much it. And I think it's really kind of a huge fucked up thing, and I mean, it is what it is, right? It is what it is. I mean, if you fuck up globally, you got every country around the world watching you. Okay. Israel was found guilty of war crimes and crimes against humanity. The IDF and the ISF are hugely responsible. 80,000 children were killed between 2023 and 2020. Was it 2020 and 2026? 80,000 children were killed. And that's 30%. 30%. I'm like, dude, it's a huge fuck up, man. I mean, this world is really fucked up in a way because you got people who are doing some dumb shit, man. Some serious dumb shit, And it's really but what's funny is that Albania has frozen assets of Jared Kushner and Israel over the $4 billion resort fraud probe. Albania just gave Israel and Kushner the big middle finger, man, like shit, like ha 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 ha. Check out the movie called Citizen Vigilante. I did see some a few snippets from that. Citizen Vigilante. I'll take it out. I'll check it out. I think we need vigilantes every now and then. To be honest, no. Anonymous. They're a collective. I see them as vigilantes to a certain degree, because they're helping the people in their own way, and so I mean, it's like, yeah, you can say they're vigilantes to a certain degree, but not really vigilantes. They're more of a collective hacker group, Yeah. I think what will be funny is that I said this a few times, that if Anonymous hacked George Soros and completely blocked him from his assets, him and his son, that would be funny to me. That would be funny. Extremely funny to me, because that would teach that old bastard to, I can't get in my money. Well, guess what, dude? You're fucked. But I mean, dude, if you're Kushner and you got ties to Netanyahu and you marry the daughter of Donald Trump, dude, you pretty much made yourself look like an ass. You pretty much made yourself look like an ass. No, pretty much, yeah. And so, dude, I mean, you gotta really think about it, man. Pretty much, and you really got to think about it, because the thing is, when you realize, any country that has an anti-corruption probe, like Albania, they take assets that they have confiscated. They will use the money for important shit, man. The management of confiscated assets. For the moment of taking over the administration of the confiscated asset according to the legal acts until the end of the trial proceeds, the ends of the revocation of the property is returned to the subject, or the confiscation of the property comes state ownership. The administrator must well manage the property while maintaining its value when possible. Add this value manage can be. Direct in the case of companies under management, leasing in the case of real estate or business time deposit. In the case of bank accounts, confiscated assets, business, real estate, or movable property can be sold, transferred to the ownership of central institution or local government unit, or given for use. The sale value passes to the proceeds from the confiscated assets. The revenues are deposited in separate account with AAPSK. Revenue generated from confiscated assets are used for pouring into state budget AAPSK account covering expenses, special funds. How agency works. AAPSK is ahead of the chief administrator and has 14 employees. AAPSK employees are civil servants. Assistant administrators and assistant administrators of assets, the number of which is determined by asset received in the administration. Difficulties in the management are types of volume of work for the administration of assets. Administrators and assistant administrators are persons contracted by AAPSK. According to labor code. Who is the object of work? Administration of confiscated assets by the court decision. Administration of blocked and seized assets. Administration of blocked and seized assets under the Normative Act, OFL. It lists on. It can be used for basically it's saying it can hold the assets or sell them and then sell them off or give them back to the owners, or they'll take the assets and then they'll put it in the cough. What to add it to the cough of the country management, so I mean, pretty much they that's their own version of the civil asset forfeiture, but in that case they could either keep it or give it back or whatever, but yeah, it's really important that here we got this project, right? This project that went complete kaput. Yeah, kaput. Definitely kaput. But it's funny because again, this gives Israel and Jared Kushner a huge middle finger, man. Tell them, fuck you. That's funny. No, yeah. I mean, you gotta be the stupidest motherfucker alive to think, oh, the reason we the reason we like it here because my wife and I, we went barefoot walking in the sand. We thought this would be kind of cool. Really? So let me guess. This was Netanyahu's idea to build a resort to lay claim control of the beach side, But I guess that Albania caught wind of it and said, no, we're going to stop this now. And we're going to freeze everything, take their assets and shut that, and we're going to add it to our little croft. So it's funny. It is funny. So to me, it's like, ha, 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 ha. So this would give Donald Trump a black guy as well as Netanyahu looking at a black guy, Hey. Chill. Chill. Hey. Come here. Chill. Here. So it's pretty much that a $4 billion resort probe was completely, just completely confiscated, and that is fucking funny. We're about 40 minutes in, so I'm gonna get off here in a few minutes. So, but before I go, I was doing a broadcast a few weeks ago, and my dear friend was talking to his woman um, named KG, and I've heard of her through my dear friend, and she came on my broadcast a couple times, and we talked on my broadcast through the comment section here, and now I was a mod for a dear friend of mine, and I got a chance to co-host one of her broadcasts. And I was mentioning that there needs to be a not just a support group, but also a network of targeted survivors. And to me, there's still able a chance for that to happen. But I've always been on the side of the living. Okay, always have been. I do believe that a support group in a network for targeted survivors. I won't say TI because TI is too. I'll say targeted survivors. That's more of a appropriate thing to say. I still believe that it can still happen, but the issue that is at hand is that Joe, you know the guy, David A. He's a religious narcissistic guy. Him and two other people always find a way to really fuck up the idea, because there are people out there that are targeted survivors and just want to be left alone. But the thing is, they go through hell every day. Like Brian too, for one thing. He's dealing with a lot of shit, going through a lot of pain. How he's surviving is beyond me. To be honest, and I think that we got too much narcissism, period, and too much arrogance, you know, uh, you know, um, and I know I'll get some slack for this from a few people. I don't care. I just love the idea of having targeted survivors, building a support group and a network to help each other. And I do believe that there's a good chance. There's still a chance. Joe, you're TI, aren't you? You're dealing with some stuff too, huh? Um, I met I met I met an average Joe last year around this time. Um, I've had a good chance to have really good convos with Joe, a good talk with Joe, every now and then, off and on. Um, um, And I still believe that there needs to be a support group and a network of targeted survivors to reach out to each other and really create a network to really expose this. And Joe, you're a brave guy, man. You're a brave guy, man. And there are some people like David A. and Joy Barnes and Lorraine from Homestead, who is living in off a property which she can't sell because she was in the same boat that my dear friend was in, where she had a hard time selling her house, and they were messing with her big time. And I think that the reason Lorraine won't, I mean, the one thing I think that the reason that Lorraine can't sell her property or her home is that the machine is giving her a bad time. The machine is giving her a bad time because she's in the same boat as my friend was, and nice property out there where she's at, and they're giving her a bunch of shit, man. And I'm saying this out of respect, this program has really put people in a bad spot, a rock in a hard place, and like really, man, Joe has gone through a lot of shit, man. Man, for a long time, huh? Very, very long time, and I respect Joe. Him and I had a good conversation off and on. Been a while. Been a while, Joe. Yeah, a long time. Very, very, very long time. And yeah, I do wish peace for everybody, man. But again, you got Lorraine, has her issues, and Joey Barnes, aka Burger Boy, and then David A, the aka Captain Constipation. Let me rephrase. David A, aka Captain Constipation. And the reason I give him that nickname is because the way he talks, he talks like he needs to take a shit, like he has constipation, and he sounds constipated when he talks. Really? I mean, he's a religious narcissist, who talks like he's constipated, pretty much. And these three have flying butt monkeys out there giving people a bad time. And whenever they have a live going on to talk about what they're going through, these flying butt monkeys cause trouble. I've had a few towards my way, and I'm a normie. I'm a normie. You know, I'm considered a normie, and I'm like, ah, I got no problem with that. If I'm a normie, I'm a normie. I'm good with that. And hi, Joe. Yeah, I mean, it really does suck, man. It really does suck, And that time, just want to say, yeah, I don't mind being called a normie, which I am a normie because technically I'm just a normal guy, just a regular guy, but I am also known as the glitch in the matrix. I was given that moniker by my dear friend, and I take that moniker title honorably. I am a glitch in the matrix, and is an honor. I'm pretty much a walking monkey wrench in the cog for these people that are targeting exactly. Joe here says, in a twisted world full of rules and laws that only applies to us, the double standard are being hypocritical. It's insane how they get away with what they're doing. Just insane. Agree. And so I want to thank Joe for coming. Thank you, Joe. My name is Reverend Orno, and I run the anonymous Mando'Ade network as well as the anonymous Republic network. And I'm known as the glitch in the matrix. I'm also the Mandalore of common sense, and also the elder statesman. So just want to say thank you to my viewers and listeners. If you're new to this channel, like, subscribe, comment below, hit the bell for notification, and always live healthy, happy, and wise. I love you guys. And we'll all see you in the next broadcast. All right. Peace out. Godspeed. Buddha bless. And Joe, thank you, my friend, for coming. It's been a long time, friend. Been a long time, man. Been a long time, brother. Peace.